Hello, Horan. Nice to see you. This is Zhongyuan, which ID 1050742, and today I'm really happy to introduce you my presentation about the assessment task 3, and our subject title is the BSBFIM 601 Manage Finance. So, hope you enjoy the next information. Let's going to start. So for the part one, the first part of our presentation, we are going to talking about the company background. During this part, the mainly information we are going to discuss supposed to be the background information of the company, and such like the location of the company, where does it founded, and products and service, what does the company do, what kind of the services they supply, this kind of the background information. So if you are watching on the PowerPoint, during this page, as you can see, I put one paragraph of the information here, which is talking about the Salts Corporate Limited Company, which talking about the Salts Corporate Limited Company. So the Salts Limited Company is a household goods retailer, and which in the Brisbane, and until today it already have the 15 retail stores and 150 employees, and because it's already running for a few years, because it's already running for a few years, and because of the good after sales services, we got really high of the employer certification, and which is good for our sales, and will help us to make more profits, and its emergency meets the growing demand for new and refurbished homes in the Brisbane area, and mainly products supposed to be the bathroom accessories, bedroom accessories, mirrors, and decorative items, and recently the company added lighting fixtures. So that's the background information for the Source Corporate Limited Company. And the next part, we are going to talking about the budget notes. So why we are talking about budget notes? Because we all know during the assessment 2, task part A, task 1 part A, we need to doing the profit. We need to design and develop the profit budget for our company, and after we did that, we can finish the most important part for our PowerPoint, which is the variance report. We also can call it the differences analysis, because we need to design and develop the profit budget for the company, and after that we got what is the actual figure for our company, and compare these two different parts of the data, we could find out what is the differences, what is the problem, and after that we could discuss how we deal with this problems. So during the part, we are going to talking about the relevant factors which will affect the company budget design. So as you can see here, this page, for the left side, I put two of the table here. The table is talking about the statement of the financial performance for the 12 months of the company, which from the 2014 to the 2018. So the table here also will have the like the revenue, the sales, the cost of goods sold, the expenses, the net profit, the information like that. So by basic on this kind of the information here, and also following the rules which I put on the right side, and we could design and develop our profit and budget plan. So what kind of the rules we are going to following? For example, the inflation rate in the budget is calculated with an annual increase of the 4.5%. That's mean during the expenses part, there also there like the accounting fees, the interest expenses, bank charges, but not all of the expenses will going to deal with this 4.5% growth up. Only the accounting fee, interest expenses, bank charges, description, insurance, store supplies, advanced cleaning, repair, maintenance, rent, telephone, and electricity. Yeah, electricity. Only these few parts will deal with this. So when we calculated that, we need to times the 4.5 percentage, and also like the consumption growth in the next financial year is expected to remain the same as the 2014-15 and 2019-18. That which means we need to calculate the gross profit margin during this last 4 years, and after the calculated, we could see the table on the left side. The figure is supposed to be the 48%, which is really stable, and after we got this figure, we can use to use for our profit budget develop plan, and we need to use the figure in the 2017 to 18 times the 48%, and we got our total sales for the profit budget plan. So that's the part 2, budget notes, and after that we are going to the part 3, which is the most important part for our presentation about the variance report. During this part, we are going to talking about the we are going to use the profit budget plan which we developed from the assessment task 2, and the actual figures, actual information which we got from the study case, and compare these two different parts of the data. We could find out what is the variance, what is the mainly issue we need to deal with, and after that I also will give you my recommendation, and not only for the financial issues, of course, is also for the internal control system, and recommendation for the digital technology, what kind of the systems which the company could use to improve our accounting system and such like this. So let's go. In the first page for the part 3, you could see here is the table here, which I did. This is the variance to budget first quarter compared to the profit budget plan which we did, and the actual figures we got from the study case, and compared the two different part of the data. We got the variance, if that was positive, which is good and supposed to be the favorable, and if that's negative, the figure is the negative, and that's gonna be the unfavorable. So when we looking on this one, we could easy to see the actual sales for the first quarter of the 2018-19 is higher than our budget plan. So which means that is good, that is a favorable factor for our financial position. But even we got the much more sales, but the cost of the goods sold in the actual quarter 1 is also higher than the budget plan, which is unfavorable for our company. And this is one of the mainly issue we need to deal with. So, and we are going to talking about this in the last few pages. So we're going to next one. Here is the variance and the issues for after we analyze the table, the variance table. After what we analyze it, we compare the data, we compare the figure, we analyze the different information, and we find out, well, why this one is higher, this one is lower, that one is favorable, that one is unfavorable. So here it is. So through the analysis of the following table, we can see that actual sales in the first quarter is higher than the budget plan, and accounting for 80% up. But at the same time, the cost of the sales record is also as high as the US dollar 2,600 dollars higher, which exceeds the budget of the $75,000. So the main reason is that the cost of the raw materials is too high, and at the same time advancing expenditure of the $15,000 were lower than the budget $2,000. So this means that we will be additional funds. We will have the additional funds for the advancing in the next quarter. So this is the variance which we found out from the table, so next is the issue. What's the issues we need to deal with, such as the impact on the economic and the coronavirus has led to a market downturn, and there are problems. They still have the problems in the company's internal control, and we need to fix that, and also going to talking about it later. And the high price of the wood raw materials lead to high costs. This is the one of the biggest issue, one of the most important part, and we are going to talk about this one a lot of times. So the increase in bank interest rate will put pressure on the corporate loans. So next one, we are going to talking about the internal control system, which is the after we throw up the case study in the assessment tool. And here is a few of the problems still here exist in our internal control system. And after I read about that, collect the information, analyze it, I put how could we figure all of the problems, all of that. So here's the recommendation from me, and I'm not, because there is a lot of, I'm not going to throw this one by one, so I pick up some examples. So like the set up a special position to manage the volunteers. The main responsibility is the training of the volunteers and the confirmation of the accusations, and also like the perform assets analysis and aging unique related codes to all assets in the store. So such like that, you can go through this one by one, and this after totally following my recommendation, this will fix all of the problem which we talking about in the case study. So next one, we are going to talking about the detailed technology recommendation, because we need to update our accounting system. So there are two of the software I'm highly recommend the company is good for our company, and the company should analyze and to use them. So which is the XERO and MYOB. These two softwares are currently the highest usage rate and the strongest competitive software in the market, and on the base of combined power, the two software can do most of the financial work and fully meet the related requirements of the ATO and ASIC. The data guaranteed during the operation of the software will be stored in form of the cloud storage. So that means our employees can work anywhere and anytime. All of this will be possible. And one more thing to one more thing to mention, which is all of these two softwares can be reformed within the 30 days without reason. So based on this, company can make a choice while using it and compare its performance. So next part is going to be the cash flow analysis. So also on the left side is the table of the information which I made for our company, the cash flow analysis GST, and the right side is the paragraph about the cash flow analysis. So after we analyze the GST cash flow budget for 2018 and 19 in the table around here, and the company will spend more than $2.4 million on the GST. This expenditure is not not a little figure. That's quite a lot, and this will doing some impact for our company's financial situation. So the way to reduce the GST expenditure is try to reduce the costs. When the cost going down, the expenditure also, it's a GST expenditure also going down, because we are in the retail industry. All of our products have the GST. So the most important way to reduce the GST expenditure is try to reduce the cost. And through the analysis, as we all know, the natural desire of the forest fires has directly caused the shortage of the wood raw material, which we're talking about. This is one of the issue of us. And in the case of the shortage of the wood, its demand has only increased, and the decrease in imports has made this situation worse. Therefore, companies should focus on the furniture made of other materials, as the cost of the wooden future rise through the change of the raw materials. The cost and the expenditure are greatly reduced, and that's how we fix this issue. That's how we reduce our GST expenditure. So for the next one is the recommendation from me for deal with for our company financial position. There is the two of the part. One of the part is we talking about a lot of times we need to choose another material of the products which can help us to reduce the cost. And then another part is the $4,008 in advancing expenditure is a reduction of the compared to the company budget. So therefore, this part of the budget, this part of the money, should be fully used in the advancing investment in the next quarter, so as to isolate the realization of our CEO James hopes that our company will enter some national magazine. So in addition, increase product categories and changing product raw materials are also important measures to help the company reel on the current dilemma of the high cost. So last part is supposed to be the evaluation, and overall, even the retail industry was hit by economic downturn. Even that, the company still got great profit, great result of the sales, and So the company's current profitable is good, not bad, and the financial management processes is relative complete. And although the company still have the weakness in the management process, and the full use of this article, which we are talking about the internal control system, and if we totally cover every single point, we can deal with that. And generally speaking, the company's financial status is good and will be reviewed again in the next quarter. And I think that's all. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed.